Hey guys, Coach Bobby Cole here from BC4 Performance. I want to thank you for checking in. This week we're looking at Puka Nacua, wide receiver for Los Angeles Rams. Has obviously lit the NFL season on fire this year, breaking records all over the place for rookies and yardage and catches. And in this game here, he just torched the Cleveland Browns several times, and he's just very crafty and very technical with his routes. That's what we're going to look at here today. How, as a wide receiver, maybe you're not the biggest, the fastest, or the strongest, but how can you get open on the field? So first route here is a simple hitch. I know it sounds like such a simple play, but if you can't do it right, you're not going to get open. So Puka does a really good job here of when he comes out of his stance, he's going to explode up the field. So when he explodes up the field, it's going to hold that corner. All right, so that explosion and that hard running, as if he's running a 40-yard dash right now, forces this corner to continue to gain some depth and get back. If he didn't believe that he was running up the field, he would just stay right here, wouldn't let him chew up his coverage, and he would just come downhill hard. All right, but once he stops here and plants himself down, he opens up towards the outside. And that's because he understands his own coverage and that when this corner's dropping out, there's a linebacker who's coming in here. So if we look at the line of where he takes off from, all right here, he goes straight, but if he was here, that linebacker would end up getting to him, all right, because all of a sudden he comes into that picture. So by him sliding out 3 to 5 yards out here, it allows him to get some space away from this guy and also make it further and a couple extra steps for the corner. So now instead of a 5 yard hitch, this actually turns into an 11 or 12 yard gain because he's able to catch and run up the field and get a first down on that. So being able to turn guys a hitch into a first down, very important, but it means coming off the ball fast and then understanding where the coverage is. Let's say it was the opposite way. All right, so if this was cover two, let's say, and the corner was sitting on the outside, then we would want to come up here and break and then work towards the inside. So understanding where is the coverage and where are the guys coming from is key. All right, the next play is going to be a touchdown. So what Cleveland's trying to do here is they're trying to disguise their coverage. So what they have a safety in the back here, they have a safety back here, but they're very wide and it looks like they're sitting over a man and it looks like you have another DB sitting over a man. So it looks like they're basically running cover zero, which is man with no high safety help. All right, but what they actually switched to off the snap of the football is they switched to cover two. Okay, so they end up running the linebacker out here. They run safety who's walked down to the corner that they slid inside. They run him to the outside. So all of a sudden this play turns into cover two. All right, outside. We have a deep safety back here and the other deep safety who started back here. So what does that mean, guys? It means the middle's open. Okay, but what we don't want to do right now is just run directly across the field because then we have the other safety on the other side. All right, so what Puka knows is that he needs to keep this skinny and he's really just going to bend this seam route over the middle of the field. Just bend. So there's no technical cut on this. It's really a feel route of once you get the depth past that linebacker is when you can start bending it across. So what he does is right here, he identifies, he sees the linebacker, and he knows that he's faster than this guy. He's turned sideways, so now he knows he can start bending because he has enough room to get over the top, and now he's going to stay away from that safety inside. Matt Stafford makes an absolutely perfect throw. You could not have done it any better. And now he catches it in the one spot of that defense that's the soft zone in cover two and behind this linebacker who was trying to get to him. And now he ends up turning it into a long touchdown. So it's for that one, guys, it's really a nuanced play of understanding where is the coverage and then not breaking too early. All right, there's a lot of guys that would either break this too early or they try to press too far out at the safety and then come inside. You just want to get there, especially when they're bringing a rush, and just get to that point with the backer and then start to bend and just bend. And he doesn't make any sharp cuts. So very important there on running that seam route on cover two and seeing that coverage right off the bat. All right. And then we're going to skip the slant. He does a good job on the slant, but the important one I want to get to is the corner. That's the next one. So the next route that he runs, guys, is this corner that he's going to catch. And this one is a big one for me. The rocker step is an incredible way to get open on posts and corners, but you can't master the rocker step until you can run a post or a corner with just making a single step cut. All right, so a single step cut, meaning when we run this, we only want to we don't want to show that we're running anything besides a go route. We are running a go route until it's a corner. We're running a go route until it's a post. All right, so when we do this and we get to this point of making the break, we need to be able to make that break in one step, okay? These guys are very fast. They also have depth on us. So what we need to make sure of is that we're making this break in one step, and that's going to require a good foot angle, our chest to stay straight and over our knee, and then we're going to have to drop into that step. All right, so what Puka does here is when he makes this break, he hits all three. Okay, so once we get to this point, our shoulders are straight, our foot is at a slight angle to go to the corner, and then you're going to watch, I'm going to slow it down, and you're going to see him sink those hips in, and now he's able to turn and explode that energy into that step and get to that corner. So he drops those hips, now he pushes, and now he's able to beat that safety with speed. All right, and by him keeping that chest straight, that safety gets lost because he still thinks that he's running up the field. All right, he keeps it straight, so he doesn't know if he's going to go post, corner, or if he's going to end up turning it into an in cut somewhere. So by him keeping that chest straight, it allows him to hold the safety, and then that single step cut, the safety isn't looking at his foot. All right, so that's how we can kind of cheat here, right? The safety is looking at his chest and his hips, but he's not looking down at his foot. So when we do this with the foot, all it has to be is a slight angle, guys, for us to be able to push and turn in this direction. All right, and once we do that, now we can get that advantage. We run and get that speed past the player, and now we can win on that route. And then obviously to finish this here, he just makes an incredible catch and just very impressive with just body control, tracking the football, being able to turn, high point it, and then cover that football up as he goes down. But one of the drills I really like to do, guys, that I'll put at the end of this is I do this with all the wide receivers. If we're going to be working posts and corners, you set up a simple drill and you have the player start right here, and then we set up a cone about 5 yards away. You'll see the drill, but basically you just run up, you jog up, you're going to plant your foot across the cone. All right, so you want to make sure you see your foot at an angle across the cone. You're going to sink your hips into it. You hold yourself there for 1 to 2 seconds, and then you explode in the direction you're trying to go. So you're working that muscle memory of being able to plant the foot at an angle, drop the chest over the knee to be able to gather all of that energy in our muscles, and then be able to turn it and explode out. So usually I do 5 to 10 reps on each direction with the players to get them warmed up. Once they're warmed up and ready to go, then we can start running these routes at full speed and get them used to being able to do this and run it just like Puka does and allow us to get open in a very simple fashion without losing speed as we go to make those breaks. Thank you guys for checking in. Please click the subscribe button. We're going to have new videos every week, new ways to train, new fundamentals to be able to look at. If you guys have certain players or things you have questions on, please put them in the comments. Love talking football, love making videos on this stuff. So let me know. Thank you guys very much for checking this out.